from Pavlovich's hard-hitting finishes to Jon's retirement in the offing. This is the real reason why Jon Jones is scared of Sergei Pavlovich. Sergei Pavlovich got to be the hardest-hitting athlete in the UFC right now. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but with Francis Ngannou's exit from the UFC, I don't see anyone else who can hold a candle to Pavlovich's knockout power. I mean, when your regular fighter lands a knockout blow, you usually feel a little pumped up. But when Pavlovich does, the first emotion that strikes you is worry. Genuine worry for his opponent. The same kind of worry you'd feel if you saw someone get hit by a car on the highway. That's how hard Pavlovich hits. Ain't you convinced? Let's revisit the Russian's finish rate in the UFC for some jaw-dropping context. Pavlovich earned 15 of his 18 MMA victories by stoppage. Interestingly, he finished all 15 of those wins by knockout. Pavlovich now rides a 6-fight UFC winning streak in heavyweight competition, which is the longest active streak in the division right now. What's even more interesting is that he earned all 6 of his UFC victories by first-round knockout. Still need more convincing? Recall his April 2023 fight with perennial contender Curtis Blaydes at UFC Vegas 71. When the two men made their way to the octagon, they both had two of the most impressive portfolios in the heavyweight division. Pavlovich was third in the MMA rankings and had only lost a fight once in the hands of veteran striker Alistair Overeem. He entered the contest on the heels of first-round knockouts over Tai Tuivasa, Derek Lewis, Shamil Abdurakhimov, Maurice Green, and Marcelo Golm. He was looking to extend his win streak to 6 straight and make his overall record 18-1. Meanwhile, Curtis was 4th in the rankings. He had secured stoppage wins over Tom Aspinall and Chris Daukaus, as well as a unanimous decision win over Jairzinho Rozenstruik. He was hoping to pick up his 4th straight win and move his overall record to 18-4. The stakes were high, the stage was set for an epic fight, and the fans were geared up to witness the crowning of the next heavyweight contender. But what happened? Pavlovich, in his true fashion, won the fight by first-round TKO, cementing his status as one of the top contenders for Jon Jones's heavyweight belt. This TKO came at 3 minutes into the bout and catapulted the Russian into 3rd spot on the UFC's consecutive knockouts list, only behind Don Frye and Chuck Liddell. Pavlovich showed once again that his power is not to be trifled with when he finished the job for the first-round TKO. Pavlovich's quick knockout of Curtis sparked intense speculation that Sergei beats Jon Jones, and that Jon Jones is scared of Sergei Pavlovich. Indeed, Pavlovich presents a legitimate threat to the current heavyweight champion, Jon Jones. Why? Well, Jones is known for leveraging his remarkable 6'4" frame and 84.5-inch reach to successfully strike on the outside. But he wouldn't stand that chance against Pavlovich, who also boasts a massive 6'3" frame and 84-inch reach. That's not all. Pavlovich holds the record for the highest knockdown average per 15 minutes, and the second shortest fight time in UFC history at 2 minutes 23 seconds. Oh, and let's not forget, he has the most lethal hands in the division after Francis's departure. Damn, Pavlovich is the scariest man on the planet right now. From his explosive power and tactical skill to his insane speed and precision, Pavlovich is the real deal in the octagon. But does Jon Jones really care who Pavlovich is? Nah, he probably doesn't give a damn. I mean, this is Jon Bones Jones we're talking about, not some sickling. The man defeated Shogun Rua at age 23 to become the youngest UFC champion ever. He holds the record for the most title fight wins in UFC history with 15, to prove he's still the greatest of all time. Bones came back to the UFC after a 3-year-long hiatus to beat Cyril Gane at UFC 285. What baffles me is that it didn't take him much time to prove he's still the greatest of all time. Bones defeated the Frenchman with a guillotine choke at 2 minutes and 4 seconds into the first round. So, what's that thing that scares him? Nothing. Not even the ring rust can get in the way of Jon's fighting prowess. He's definitely the greatest the world has ever seen. Jon and Pavlovich are two of the best in the world. It would be interesting to see how they would stack up against each other in the ring. But will a fight between the two ever happen? Very unlikely, if you ask me. I don't see Jon Jones getting up for a fight against Sergei Pavlovich, because I don't think Jones is going to stick around for long. At the moment, Jones is looking forward to defending his title against former 2-time heavyweight champion
Stipe Miocic.
The two are rumored to be fighting later this year. That bout would pit the consensus greatest heavyweight of all time, Jones, against the most accomplished heavyweight of his era, Stipe Miocic. Stipe has been through intense rivalries with Francis and Daniel Cormier in his career, and it remains uncertain what he has left in the tank. If Jones beats Stipe, he might not have many challenges left in the division. Jon Jones himself made it clear in an interview with Fox Sports Australia that he will retire after only one heavyweight fight in the UFC. And that one fight is his rumored November bout against Miocic. "I want to play with my kids, have a good head on my shoulders," he explained. Jones seems to be at peace with the idea of retirement if he gets past Miocic. He wants to focus his energy on his family and be there for his children, but there's only one thing that could make the Jon Jones versus Sergei Pavlovich fight happen: more money. According to MMA analyst and retired mixed martial artist Chael Sonnen. Sonnen has always paid close attention to the intricate details of the MMA world, and he's frequently made intriguing revelations about the UFC world. In a video uploaded to his YouTube channel, the American gangster sheds some light on the current state of Jon Jones' fighting career. Jon Jones is not fighting for a challenge anymore. He's not even fighting for championships anymore. He's fighting for money. You can take the main event out of it. You could take the people out of the ring. You could take the posters out of it. You could take anything out of it you want. You take the titles away. Take anything out of it you want. If you take the money out, he's not showing up. According to Sonnen, there's nothing more that Jon Jones has to prove. He's already regarded by many as the MMA GOAT. That was the case even before he came back after 3 years to make his case and become a two-weight champion against Cyril Gane. Of course, Jones can decide to postpone his retirement and continue fighting for a number of years if he beats Miocic. But who could he face next? I mean, the likeliest opponent would be Sergei Pavlovich. But what does he stand to gain from fighting names like Pavlovich? After all, Pavlovich isn't a big name in the UFC by any means whatsoever. So, money is the only driving force that may compel the heavyweight champion to stay in the division. In the video, Sonnen added, "That's the one reason he's fighting, and that's very different. And you know what? It's not uncommon. It's not uncommon that somebody at 21 years old, by the time they turn 35, they've had a whole bunch of success that somewhere they lost their way, or their ways change their goals, their reasons change, their motivation changes. I don't question this. It's safe to say that if Jones gets more money, there is a high chance that he will stick around longer and probably square it off with guys like Sergei Pavlovich. Until then, it remains unclear whether the Jon-Sergei bout will ever see the light of day. So from Pavlovich's hard-hitting finishes to Jon's retirement in the offing, that was the real reason why Jon Jones is scared of Sergei Pavlovich. Revealed